Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to NGLS Educational Channel with grade 8 and new revision for the story David Copperfield. David Copperfield chapter 1. Let's look at the characters of the chapter 1 of the story. Here at first, let's look at the main character or the hero of our story, who is called David Copperfield. David is born 6 months after his father dies. So David is an orphan boy. His mother and their servant Peggotty are alone awaiting the birth. Miss Patsy Trotwood, David's great aunt, arrives unexpectedly on the way David is born. Miss Trotwood predicts that David will be born a girl and proposes to be his female infant's godmother. When David is born a boy, Miss Trotwood, his great aunt, takes his gender as a personal insult and leaves and not seen again. The first character with us is David's father. He died 6 months before David was born. So when you're asked why didn't David see his dad, the answer will be because his father died 6 months before he was born. David's mother, she was only 19 years old. Her husband was twice her age. So David's dad was about 38 years old when he died. Miss Patsy Trotwood, she was David's father's aunt, or you can say she was David's great aunt. Miss Trotwood refused to see his fathers after his wedding. Why? Because she didn't approve of their marriage. She didn't like a young girl to marry an old man like her nephew. Peggotty. Who is Peggotty? She was David's mom's servant. Her eyes were dark, her cheeks and arms were hard and red. This is Miss Peggotty, David's mom's servant. Ham. Ham was Miss Peggotty's nephew. Nephew is your brother or sister's son. He was a huge and strong man, so when you're asked how was Ham like, what was Ham like, or how did he look like, or describe Ham? He was a huge and strong man, over 6 feet tall. He had round shoulders and curly light hair. Mr. Peggotty. We have Miss Peggotty and Mr. Peggotty. He was Miss Peggotty's brother. He was a hairy man with a kind face. He adopted Ham, his dead brother's son, and Emily, his dead sister's daughter. He adopted both of them because they were orphans. He was poor, but he had a heart of gold. Miss Gummidge. Miss Gummidge. Mrs. Gummidge. Who was Mrs. Gummidge? She was Mr. Peggotty's partner's widow. Who is a widow? A widow is the woman whose husband died. Emily. She was Mr. Peggotty's dead sister's daughter. She was an orphan, so Mr. Peggotty adopted her and Ham. Thank you for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.